So look, California continues. I want to really allow the folks around me that did so much good work this year. We have 17 bills that we'll sign on issues of gun safety. Today we'll be signing 15 formal bills. One I had previously signed, and one was a resolution, which is really your world, not necessarily mine. But this continues California's leadership in terms of gun safety. I think it's important to note, and this is often lost in the conversation when we talk situationally about gun safety bills, the trend lines, because those matter the most. California has outperformed the rest of the nation because of our gun safety laws in reducing the gun murder rate substantially compared to the national reduction.
Fire! Yeah. Oh no, it's the 14.
This is the transfer. Yeah. This just limits number of transfers, firearms, and we limit number of sales of certain types of firearms. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bruen strikes again. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below, and if you like channel, like content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. Online store is open. CGB20 will get you 20% off free shipping. Connecticut residents. Sorry, got to pay that sales tax. But CGB20 will get you 20% off. Let's talk about this. And this is massive news because there are a number of states that have this one gun a month rule, Connecticut being one of them. But when California instituted its 1 in 30 rule, which means you can only buy one firearm a month, there was a lawsuit filed. I'm going to get into the problem with the courts in a second because this shows how bad they are. But the lawsuit was titled Newsom versus Becerra in 2020. Then when Bonta came into office as the Attorney General, it was then modified to et al. And Bonta's name was added. This has been going on since 2020. We are just getting a ruling from the Ninth Circuit. It's June 20th, I believe this came out, of this year. 5 years this thing has been floating in the courts, and it has only gotten to the Ninth Circuit. 5 years. That's insane. But this 3-panel court said it is unconstitutional for California to demand such a law as only allowing you to buy one gun every 30 days because it flies in the face of the Bruen ruling. And they do mention Bruen in their decision. Let me bring you to here. Ninth Circuit declares California gun rationing law unconstitutional. A 3-judge panel on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has upheld a district court ruling declaring California's 1 in 30 gun rationing law an unconstitutional infringement on the right to keep and bear arms. I'm going to come right down to the decision. Judge Danielle Joe Forrester, an appointee of Donald Trump, authored the unanimous opinion holding the California law is facially unconstitutional because the plain text of the Second Amendment protects the possession of multiple firearms and protects against meaningful constraints on the acquisition of firearms through purchase. Now, I'm going to come down. Next, the panel held that the California's law is not supported by the nation's tradition of firearms regulation. Bruen requires a historical analog, not historical twin, for a modern firearm regulation to pass muster. Here, the historical record does not even establish a historical cousin for California's one gun a month law. Come down again. California suggests that the Second Amendment only guarantees a right to possess a single firearm, and that plaintiffs' rights have not been infringed because they already possess at least one firearm. California is wrong. The Second Amendment protects the right of people to keep and bear arms, plural. U.S. Constitution Amendment 2, emphasis added. This guarantees the individual right to possess and carry weapons, Heller 554, so forth. And not only is arms stated in the plural, but this term refers to more than just guns. It includes other weapons and instruments used for defense. Ooh. California's interpretation would mean that the Second Amendment only protects possession of a single weapon of any kind. There is no basis for interpreting the constitutional text in that way. come down again, but with California's 1 gun a month law, delay itself is the purpose. By categorically prohibiting citizens from purchasing more than one firearm of any kind in a 30-day period, California is infringing on citizens' exercise of their Second Amendment rights. Now, this was brought in by the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Second Amendment Foundation, the San Diego Country Gun Club, and of course, Nguyen, who's Michelle Nguyen, if I'm not mistaken, is also mentioned. Let me come out of that. This is massive news because, once again, if the state pushes its luck and goes to the next level, we're eventually going to get the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court says you cannot ration guns in such a manner, all those states, including Connecticut, you paying attention there, Lamont, cannot ration guns to prohibit a person from exercising a right. Because you own one gun does not mean you're exercising your rights fully. It's almost like saying you can only say certain words and it's cool with the First Amendment. No. The funny thing is that California actually hypothesized that they could do a 1 in 80 year based on the way that they framed the 1 in 30 rule. They could say you could only buy one gun every 80 years. They literally arrogantly said such a thing. Well, the court just set them straight. You can't even prevent a person from buying 2 guns in a day. That's their right to do so. So we'll see what happens next. Is this going to go forward? Is the state going to give up? We shall see. Once again, because California, just like all these other states, they're not spending their money to defend their laws. They're spending your money, whether you like it or not. But a win for gun owners in California, and they got a long ways to go because Newsom had no problem stepping on their throats every chance he had. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.